Well, what's up, guys, and welcome back. Today we need to get going back on our garden fence, getting some actual fencing put up for a change. Once again, I've actually changed my plans. If you remember, we were talking about putting up a 48-inch welded wire fence. Change of plans. My reason for that is the welded wire fence is a nice stout product, but what was going to happen was, being it was 48 inches, I was going to have to put some wood along the bottom over here, since the fence only comes down 48 inches. So I got to thinking, the amount of money that I'm going to spend on wood to make up that bottom uncovered portion of fencing is going to be crazy. I mean, have you guys seen lumber prices lately? It's out of control. Anyway, so then I got to thinking, well, if I don't put wood there, what could I do? Could I put maybe the galvanized roofing panels, and that could take up the space, and I'd have to cut them on an angle to make up for the slope of the ground. So then I thought, well, I could just get 6-foot welded wire and trim that along the bottom, and that would take up the space that I need, which would work. It's a bit more expensive than the 4-foot, obviously, but would definitely solve my problems. However, it's a bit cumbersome to work with, and I think the welded wire is a lot better suited to keeping animals in or larger animals out, which I'm not trying to do here. Then I got to thinking, why not go with chicken wire? Chicken wire is going to be less obtrusive, smaller openings, because that's the other part of this. If I had the 2x4-inch welded wire, I would still have to put something smaller along the bottom to keep bunnies out and smaller animals from eating at my garden stuff. So I figured, let's just go with the chicken wire. I don't have to keep animals in here. I'm not trying to keep, like livestock or anything like that that's going to wind up messing up my fence. So this seems like the perfect solution. It's easy to work with. It's much cheaper than the welded wire. It seems like the perfect solution. So fortunately, I had a roll of 100 feet of the 48-inch welded wire. Went back to the farm store. They swapped it out for me, no problem. Gave me two 50-foot rolls of 6-foot chicken wire. So that's what we're going to get started doing today. Guys, today I'm also trying out a fancy new microphone for vlogging, because I realized that my audio was pretty terrible. So, you see, I care about you guys. Let's go staple up some chicken wire. They wrap these rolls up with a single strand of wire that's like twisted around 1,000,000 times. It's like an Easter egg hunt. And then you wind up getting frustrated, going in the shed, find yourself chicken wire manufacturers. If you're watching, if there's any chance that you're watching, this is ridiculous. Surely, just a suggestion. Alright guys, so I'm just going down the line. I'm unrolling the fence, and I have a little electric stapler that I'm just using. Definitely has a little bit of a waviness to it right now, but I'm hoping as they get down the line and I trim it and I start pulling it tight towards the bottom and stapling it along the vertical post, it'll straighten out a little bit. I don't expect it to be completely perfect because chicken wire is kind of thin and wavy, but take you around and show you. So the bottom, it's kind of tucked on the inside right now. What I want to do is make cuts by the posts right here, and then we're going to flip the wire to the outside. And then I'm going to eventually put another piece of wood at the bottom and staple the chicken wire to that wood and pull it nice and taut. I mean, it's fairly taut as it is, but I think that, you know, just having that stapled at the bottom will really make a big difference. I also want to leave some of it on the outside because I think it will be kind of a deterrent for predators. You know, if they're trying to dig in from underneath, having the chicken wire fold out from the outside. Eventually weeds and stuff will grow over it, you won't see it, and it won't be an eyesore, but it'll stop anything from that's trying to dig under. It's not the most protective stuff in the world. I mean, something that has real sharp teeth and claws can get in, but nothing, you know, I'm not worried about those type of animals. I'm worried about little bunnies. You can see here, I've already cut one side and flipped it under. So once we have a nice pressure treated wood going across there, we'll pull this down tight and staple it from the outside. That'll make it nice and tight. What I did at the ends is I stained up a piece of 1x4 and just sandwiched it onto the chicken wire. I folded the chicken wire over and we stapled to the inside of this 4x4, and then just screwed this board on top to make it nice and clean, give it a clean edge so there's no wire. Now this was the corner where we had that screw up. We ended up having to put a really tall post here. I can't even get the whole thing in the frame. So as you can see, or maybe you can't see, but the chicken wire doesn't go about there. Now if you remember, what we're going to do in this corner is we're going to have raised beds going this way. So that'll make, you know, no big deal if that doesn't go all the way down. I'm going to stop the raised beds probably halfway in between these two posts. So I'll probably use, you know, the chicken wire is about 2-3 inches short right there. So what I'll probably do is just, you know, instead of using, I'm using 2x4s in the bottom, I'll probably use a 2x6 right here to make up that difference, that little gap. Well guys, I'm super happy with the progress. I mean, I feel like I'm never going to get done, but it's just a matter of time. Well guys, before I continue, let me bring you over here and show you what happens when you have crazy dogs with poor eyesight. Are you ready? That happens. Our German short-haired pointer must have been running at full speed and ran right through the fence. Fortunately for us, she did get injured, but only a tiny bit. She cut her nose a little bit on the side and a little bit under her chin. And we got her patched up and she didn't need stitches or anything like that. But I mean, with those little strands sticking out, could have been a lot worse. She could have caught one right in the eye or something like that. So while I was initially mad when I saw the hole, I kind of hopped into worry mode after that and went to go check her out, and I felt relieved that she was better. But I go repair a fence that I just put up. Fun times. All right, rather than redo the entire section, I just cut it right there and took the staple out of this side. I'll just do one little section here. All right guys, I got that section of fence repaired after my dog ran through it. It's a new day. More excitingly, I have bought something called a Chisel plow attachment for my ATV. What that effectively enabled me to do was turn my ATV into a tractor, if you will. Not really, but it's an attachment that you put on the back of your ATV and you're able to plow soil with it. It's kind of designed for food plots, like for, you know, for planting alfalfa and soybeans and stuff for deer. But I figured, why not use it for my garden? You know, and it worked out perfectly. Let me get you turned around and I'll give you a look. So if you guys remember, this is about maybe an inch or two of topsoil, and it's just all this really tough red clay stuff right here. So I'm really happy with this. I was able to get down, I'd say about 4 or 5 inches, and blend all the topsoil in with the clay. And it's all mixed up really well. It's nice and loose and aerated now, I'm probably going to bring in a couple yards of organic compost to add to this. I might just put it on top and build on top of it, or I might till it in again. I'm not sure. I'm not too into tilling every year, the idea of it, because I don't like disturbing a lot of the microbes that you have going on in the soil naturally. And this is where we had our chickens at first, so this was, you know, heavily fertilized by them. There should be a lot of good microbes going on here. So, you know, I tilled it once because it was hard clay under the topsoil. I did have to break it up and aerate it, but I'm thinking now I don't know if I should do it again. I might just have a load of compost come in and dump it, spread it, and we'll start our rows right on top of that. And every year maybe I'll dump a little more compost and build on top of it and amend our soil that way. I don't want to, I'm not saying tilling is a bad thing, but I'm not into continually every year tilling and tilling and tilling. So here's the attachment. It's a chisel plow. And this lift bar basically has this handle where you can screw it either up or down, and it raises and lowers the plow. These fingers, or tines, if you will, come off. You just loosen the bolt and they slide off, and there's other implements that you could attach on here too. Landscape rakes and what do they call them? Disc harrows and cultipackers and all types of stuff you can add onto this. So I think it was a good investment for us to be able to have future use out of it. Basically, it just hitches up to your rear hitch on your ATV. It has these two articulating arms, and you could turn your screw, and it basically raises and lowers the plow so you can get the right depth, or just raise it up completely. Really handy invention. It's also pretty well made. And you can see this is like 3/8 inch steel. It's powder coated, so it should last a long time. As you guys can see, it got down quite a ways. Loosen things up quite a bit. Well guys, the garden's starting to shape up. Our fencing is in, our soil is tilled up. We get some compost down, put a fence across the front and a gate right here, and I think we're gonna be in pretty decent shape. We're ready to start getting some plants in the ground. Anyway, I think I'm gonna end this video here. Thanks for hanging out with me today. Well, for the past couple of days while I got this garden ready and the fence all set up. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching.